Today I'm going to be repairing a keypad from an NSM Jukebox. And what happens to these is the buttons become very hard to use. And so I took this one apart trying to kind of figure out why my hits button here actually wasn't working at all. And so I need to get this fixed so that way I can actually start using the jukebox again. It comes out pretty simply. There's just 4 little metal tabs on the back of this, and then it pops out from the front side. When you remove the little screws here, just a jeweler's screwdriver, just comes apart like that. So you can see the keypad here operates with these little tabs on the buttons that, I'll just kind of get that clear button out, push down into this spring that makes contact with corresponding points inside there. So it's a pretty simple mechanism. I don't think there's anything wrong with the spring. When I actually get my hits button out here, I see the problem is the tabs have broken off the hits button. And a lot of these are actually, as I'm kind of looking through these buttons, the 0 button tends to give me problems so quite a bit. I can see that it's a little worn down compared to some of the buttons that don't give me any issues. So I might, if I'm successful getting this hit button to work, I might go ahead and try the same repair on that. My plan is to, with a fine drill bit, drill out the remains of those plastic posts that have broken off and replace them with something a little bit more durable. And what I'm going to try is, I have a piece of metal here, actually from a staple that I've cut off, and so hopefully that will work. I'll go ahead and secure it with some super glue and try this out. Not going to take much. There we are. Let's see how this fits. Not too shabby, actually. I'm pretty happy with that, so I'll just drop in a little bit of super glue. Careful not to touch that glue. There we go. Since that worked out nicely, I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other side. With both sides in now, I'm just going to kind of lightly file this down so that way, because the original was plastic and this is metal, I don't want it to cut in to the springs when it pushes down. So give this a light filing, that way nice and flat, smooth, and we don't cause future damage or future problems down the road. It's not the best file, but okay, I'm satisfied with that. So now I'll go ahead and put this back together. I'll give it a try. So putting it back together, so I'll drop the button in place, set its spring in. I'll put the clear button in place. There we go. And this one, actually the clear button goes on the side where the wiring comes out. So it's just an observation that I made while I was taking it apart. When I put that back together, I'm going to put it in my screws here. I'm going to leave the corners empty because that's where we have the little tabs that hold it in place once the unit gets put back together or gets installed back into the frame. That's one. I'll just setting them in here for a moment. I'll tighten them down once I have this kind of secured. Okay. Okay, I'm almost ready to put this back in the frame, and then I'll put the whole assembly back in the jukebox. But I want to try to get a shot of this. So in here, this clear area, you can see the spring that makes contact with the contacts on the board behind it. And this is the hit button that wasn't registered in anything before. And I'm pretty sure this is going to work good because as I push down, I can actually see that spring deflecting down into the board below. So this should work. We'll give it a try. First though, we gotta get back in the frame. This goes in from the front. Like so. And then we have these little screws, little tabs, those four corners that I left open that are going to hold it in place so it doesn't pop out during use. Turn this around. And now we can see how these hold in place. That's going to go right there. Don't want to go too tight, but this is plastic after all. Very easy to strip out if you're not careful. Just enough that holds it snug in place. And last one. There we are. We will reconnect this to the board here. Oops. Try not drop the camera there. That's pretty dark, but it's an easy connector. Can't miss it. There we are. Alright, we're back in the jukebox. Now for the moment of truth. Let's see if the hit button works. So we'll go ahead and go into one of the diagnostic menus and hit. It registered the hit. So excellent. The hit button is working. Not too difficult to repair. It only took about maybe 5-10 minutes tops, including taking this apart, putting it back together. Also, these buttons only use one tab at a time, either one side or the other. So if you still have a good tab on one side, you might be able to get away with just pulling out the insert, flipping it around, and just turn the button over to the other side. And then that will get your button working like new again. However, these buttons are getting pretty old there. The plastic's getting pretty brittle. You might be better off just replacing the little pegs anyways. Good luck.